Vast sugarcane fields stretch endlessly under the morning sun as the camera glides over the green ocean. The golden light of dawn breaks through the stalks, signaling the start of the harvest. A mechanical harvester moves through the field, cutting the stalks with precision, and they fall in neat rows. The blade slices through the thick stalk in slow motion, revealing the glistening juice inside. Multiple harvesters work in synchronized motion across the field, gathering the cut stalks into piles. Trailers pull alongside as mechanical grabbers load the fresh sugarcane onto the vehicles.
The trailer becomes full with stalks towering high above the sides. A tarp is pulled over and secured for transport to the refinery. A convoy of loaded trailers travels along the rural road, with dust trailing behind them. The massive refinery complex appears in the distance, with smoke rising from its stacks. The trucks line up at the gate, waiting for their turn to enter the facility. Each truck is weighed on the weighbridge with precision, and a ticket is printed. The sugarcane is unloaded into the massive receiving pit, cascading down in a continuous flow. A huge pile of sugarcane stands beside the factory wall, and a crane lifts bundles into the air. The stalks are fed onto the main conveyor, entering the factory building steadily. Inside the factory, the stalks enter the cutter, where spinning blades chop them into pieces. The shredded material tumbles through the shredder, with green pulp and fiber flying everywhere. Individual fibers tear apart under extreme magnification, with juice glistening on every strand. The shredded sugarcane spreads evenly on the wide belt, moving toward the crushing mill. The material enters the first set of heavy crushing rollers, where juice begins to spray. The massive rollers squeeze the cane with juice streaming down, while bagasse emerges from the process. The golden brown juice pours into a large tank, swirling and forming foam on the surface. The bagasse moves to the second set of rollers, where more juice is extracted under pressure. Lime slurry is added to the raw juice, creating a white cloud that disperses through the liquid. Phosphoric acid drips into the mixture, causing impurities to coagulate and clump together. The juice is heated in large vessels, where steam rises and bubbles begin to form. The impurities settle to the bottom in slow motion while clear juice rises to the top. The scraper mechanism pushes the settled mud toward the outlet for discharge from the system. The clear golden juice overflows from the tank, flowing through pipes to the next stage. Inside the evaporator, steam fills the chamber as the juice bubbles and thickens through multiple effects. The syrup becomes darker and more viscous as it moves through each effect of the evaporator. Thick golden syrup flows slowly from the evaporator, collecting in the receding tank below. A technician places a sample of the syrup on a refractometer to check the bricks level. The syrup is pumped toward the crystallizers where the magic of sugar formation begins. Tiny seed crystals are added to the syrup, and they begin to grow in the supersaturated solution. Under time-lapse, the crystals expand and become larger with more defined shapes and edges. Inside the vacuum pan, the syrup boils under reduced pressure with crystals visible through the viewing port. A sample is examined under light, revealing perfect crystal size and uniform shape. The thick massicrete mixture pours from the pan, flowing toward the centrifuges for separation. The crystal-laden mixture falls into a feed tank with crystals sparkling in the bright light. The mother syrup is drawn off, leaving the crystals more visible and nearly dry. Inside the centrifuge, the basket spins at high speed, forcing the syrup out through the perforations. The centrifuge slows down, revealing pure white sugar crystals lining the basket wall. Air jets blast the sugar from the basket, and the crystals fly onto the conveyor belt. Pure white sugar flows along the conveyor, bright and clean, moving toward the dryer section. The separated mother syrup is collected and pumped back to the crystallizers for another cycle. The sugar enters the fluid bed dryer suspended in warm air, floating and bouncing rapidly. The dried sugar falls from the dryer free-flowing without any clumping or sticking together. The sugar passes through a cooling section, where cool air equalizes the temperature throughout. A moisture check confirms the sugar is perfectly dry, with the meter showing a passing result. The dried sugar flows toward the sieving section, entering the sifter for final grading. In the rotating drum, the crystals are separated by size, with fine ones passing through the screen. The finest crystals fall, like white dust collected in a separate bin for specialty use. The granulated crystals are perfectly uniform, collected in the main storage bin below. The larger crystals are separated for specialty use, collected in a separate designated bin. All three grades flow to different chutes, organized and classified for their specific purpose. Granulated sugar fills the massive storage bins, creating a white mountain that rises steadily. A wide shot shows the bins of white sugar stretching across the entire warehouse. In the lab, a sample undergoes purity testing, with a passing certificate being. The sugar flows into packaging machines where bags are filled, sealed, and stamped. Labels are pressed onto each package, giving identity to the final product. The packages are stacked on pallets in perfect patterns, layer by layer. The pallets are moved to the dispatch warehouse and placed in organized rows. Each pallet is loaded onto a delivery truck and secured for transport. The trucks leave the factory, carrying sugar to customers across the region. Sugar packages appear in supermarkets, kitchens, and cafes, showing the global reach of the product. An extreme macro view shows a single, perfect white sugar crystal rotating slowly in the light. The camera pulls back to reveal a pile of pure white sugar glowing softly on screen. The pile shines brightly as the screen fades to white, with a gentle musical chord.
Manifest and safety report, please. Okay, everything is in order. You are cleared for Bay 4.
Notice the rapid effervescence as the compounds bind, resulting in the formation of calcium salts and this vibrant purple hue.
Maintain temperature at 95 degrees Celsius. Check the flow rate on tank 4.